Yes, guys, this your boy Big Ace 2112, man, and I'm about to do a reaction, man, to 3 terrifying true horror stories submitted by subscribers, man. And as you know, this is by Mr. Nightmare, so make sure y'all head over there and watch this original video on his channel, man. Don't forget to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. Let go.
I was at home alone playing Call of Duty between 1 a.m. and 2 a.m.
Hey, Call of Duty is good, man. I got Call of Duty. I might play it for y'all and upload it on my channel, man. I might play it. I ain't got the new Call of Duty, but I got the older Call of Duty, you feel me?
This time, I got a phone call from a random phone number, and of course, the first thing I think of is that it's just somebody who's either prank calling me or just doesn't have the right number. After I hung up, a few seconds later, I received a phone call from the same number. When this happened, I'll admit I felt a little chill run down my spine, but since I was home alone, I was thinking that if this person was just prank calling me, I could say whatever I want until either I or the person hangs up. So I answered it. I said hello in a sort of annoyed voice, but there was no response.
See, man, I don't think can't nobody prank call me. And the reason why I say this, if anybody call me, bro, I'm most likely not gonna answer my phone, though. If I do answer the phone, if I don't know who you are, I'm just gonna hang up. It's just simple as that, man, you know?
Instead, all I heard was something that still freaks me out. I heard what sounded like a cat hissing, but in a much deeper pitch. Of course, out of surprise, I became defensively hostile. I said into the phone, "Look, buddy, if you call this number again, I'll have my friend who's a police officer track this number and arrest you." But this didn't even faze whoever was on the other end of the phone. Instead, all I got in response was disturbing low-pitched laughter. My heart dropped. "Why are you calling?" I said. Then, this is what still gives me nightmares to this day. As clear as day, in a dark, almost demonic voice, I heard, "I'm just waiting for you to come upstairs."
Bruh, get out the house. Hurry up and get out the house. Don't stay there. Run next door, call the police, get him out of there. If not, shoot him. One of the two. Somebody got to get something. I don't know what I was about to say. Let's get back into it.
Without hesitation, I ran out of the house and ran across the street to my friend's house and asked his dad to call my dad while trying to explain to him what happened at the same time. After he called my dad, my friend's dad called the police. They arrived in 5 minutes and found nothing upstairs, but they did find the back door open.
I'm glad ain't nothing bad happened to him, though, you feel me? I'm glad ain't nothing bad happened to him, man.
My dad used to be a paramedic, and after he retired, he remained good friends with a lot of people, one of them being my godmother, Sally. Sally owned a bunny farm and was very friendly. My family and I loved her dearly, and my parents decided to make her my godmother, but she also had a brother named Terry. Terry was a very quiet man. He never said much and kinda had a weird vibe on him, but he was never around that much, so I didn't give it much thought. It was Thanksgiving and we all decided to eat together. It was a great dinner, but his presence just really made me uncomfortable. While they were over, my godmother and I were working on the computer my parents used, and I noticed my brother and Terry were in the family room. I went out to see them just watching TV. Nothing was going on. The next day we all went to church, and Terry asked me if my brother had a Facebook account. I said no, because that was the truth. My brother wasn't into social media, but my thoughts began to wonder why he wanted to befriend my younger brother. At some point he added me on Facebook, and I noticed that his avatar was that anonymous figure. Weird. Why didn't he have his face on his account? I got an instant message from him. The chat went like this. "Hey there," he said. "Hi. What are you doing up so late?" "I'm a night owl, so I'm usually up late." "Doesn't that make your parents mad?" he said. They don't mind," I said. "A naughty girl, aren't we? Staying up late. Would you like to chat?" Actually, I gotta go now. I have homework, I said, quickly going invisible and closing him out. What the hell kind of chat was that? He was talking to me like I was some slut or something. Curiosity got the best of me, and I decided to go to his account. He didn't have his friends list blocked, so I was able to see all his friends. What I saw, and what I felt that night, will always haunt me. He had over 200 friends, and all of them were young men between the ages of 14 to 18.
Bruh, what is wrong with people these days, man? You can't date nobody that's older than you. Child rape, really? This what you doing? People these days is sick, bruh.
I was so sick, as I saw some of the boys were shirtless, in their boxers, or worse.
Child pornography.
It's not the fact that he's into men that freaked me out. No, I wouldn't care if he was gay. But this man was targeting young men. Terry was in his 40s. This is why he wanted to know if my brother had a Facebook account. He wanted to add him in his sick boy list. I was shaking as I realized what kind of man this was. I loved my godmother, but this was just sick. I told my parents and reported his account. My dad was shocked, but he also wasn't too surprised, because apparently Terry was reported for selling drugs to kids and touching them on the news one day. I found out the case was dropped.
Man, he need to be locked up in jail immediately. Put him in there, no water, no toilet, no nothing. Just put him in there and just let him be in there. Don't talk to him or nothing. Don't take him out to eat. You feel me? Don't just let him stay in there until the day he give up on life. That means until his life expire. Literally. My opinion. If you don't like it, I almost did something. Let's go, man.
Boys said they were lying, but now I wonder, were they really lying? Since then, we stopped talking to my godmother and her sick brother. His Facebook account was taken down, but I know he's still out there targeting young men. I still have nightmares of him going after me and my brother.
Bruh. People these days is sick, bruh. Like, real talk, man. You can't, you wanna go after little kids? Really? These people these days, man, got a problem, man. A serious problem, man. They need to be dealt with. Real talk. But yeah, man, this your boy Big Ace 2112, man. You feel me? Hope y'all have a blessed day, man.